Okay.
Okay. What is it?
It's my fraternity shirt.
That's awesome.
I think I'll just have one without the cape.
I got one too. I should have worn mine. What was I thinking?
Okay, let's go.
All right, let's get less talking, more fighting. All right. Oh, I can fly. I'm just gonna kind of avoid you because I can fly. Oh, nope, not getting away from you, huh?
Use the force to pull him.
Oh, well, that'll do it for what is it? Flying guy? What's his name?
Geo.
Geo.
This is Geo.
This is Hayden Savickas. He's 10 years old and an honorary member of Omicron Kappa Epsilon at Hope College. Hayden was born a micropreemie, a baby born before 26 weeks of pregnancy. Complications from being born premature have led to multiple brain surgeries, kidney failure, and scoliosis.
He was born at 25 weeks gestation, and 40 weeks is a normal full-term child. So he was in the NICU for about 3 months total. And while he was in the NICU, he had an injury to his arm that caused him to lose the ends of the fingers on one of his hands. And one of his kidneys died while he was in the hospital.
Yeah, he's had a lot. From pneumonia to he was diagnosed with autism. Recently he's been diagnosed with scoliosis, which is progressing worse. So we go back here coming up next year to find out whether or not they will put him in a brace, which I'm not looking forward to that one. But he's had Chiari, which they discovered about 1.5 years ago. He's had one brain surgery, which did not take well, and is having a more detailed brain surgery in about 10 days. So he's had, just one thing after the other for a little kid to have to go through. We spend our life at Helen DeVos Hospital.
What do you want to be? Snoke?
Snoke looks a bit old.
Or
A little old for my liking.
Or Darth Vader, which his head can go backwards.
So I'll do backwards head Darth Vader.
Okay. You have a disadvantage because your head's always backwards.
Yeah, that's true. So how am I going to see anything? How am I supposed to see?
Sometimes you get disadvantages.
Blind? Yeah, it's true.
We watch him go through things. It kind of helps me grow because as a parent, you don't want anything to happen to your kids, but some things have to happen to them so that they can deal with stuff. But you still feel like this poor kid. If I could take all this stuff away from him, it would be anything I could do to take it away from him. But he's a champ through it.
After a while, you get to the point like, how can you stay strong for him without, losing it, which I lose it a lot. Just because, it's really hard for your child to have to go through this and to not, you feel like he doesn't ever get a break from it. He goes through one thing after the other, and it becomes really hard. One of his nurses had come in and was just kind of talking to me about some things, and I was kind of just telling her his story of what had happened, and she goes, have you ever heard of, Dance Marathon with Hope College? And she goes, I think your family would just be awesome to get with them. And so she gave me the number of some of the people that were in charge with the team, with the family relations team. And so I contacted them, and they interviewed us and Hayden and decided that he would just be awesome. And then put us, and she says, well, I think we've got a really cool fraternity that would be really good for him, which was, OKE. And
quite good.
they have just, I can't say enough about OKE, but, the money that they raise to help kids is amazing. Because without that money, there's so much that people don't realize the hospital does behind the scene to help kids, from playing bingo and having prizes to every time they get poked or doctors have to mess with them. They come in with this whole cart full of toys, teddy bears. Things to make these kids feel like, you know, what they go through isn't so bad.
So, happy Halloween, guys.
Pick one, dude.
Every dance marathon miracle child is paired with a Hope College organization. OKE was fortunate enough to be paired with Hayden.
Cowboy.
Oh, that's cool. Look at that one. That's spooky.
Yeah.
These guys' own personal. Whoa.
Oh,
You know, over this last year or so, OKE has just really gotten involved with Hayden to the point that, I mean, they have taken him to BAM and, you know, have threw him the most awesome surprise birthday party. You know, and it's a group of college kids that don't have to take time out of their day to play with a 10-year-old.
Right.
But they actually want to. It's not like they're forced to do this through Hope College or through Dance Marathon. They actually want to spend time with him, and Hayden is just thrilled with it. I mean, he's constantly asking, when do I get to play with my college fraternity again? And I mean,
calls them his brothers. He was, when they did laser tag together, the lady asked if this was the lady at the laser tag was getting everybody ready, and she asked us, are these your friends? He goes, these are my brothers, and everyone was like, hey! He loves OKE.
Oh my god.
look at that, dude. Now watch this.
Don't, you're not going to be able to break that.
You like it. Me? Yeah. What up?
Wait, what, Hayden? Dab. You got it. You gotta say something.
You guys? What? You guys eat it.
Step back. You got it, that side. Alright, everyone take a step back.
From birthday parties to fun activities like laser tag and video games, OKE tries to do as much as they can to spend time with Hayden outside of Dance Marathon.
Hayden, you want to play with the lightsaber?
Hey, finish the last one out with the lifesaver.
There's only one left. Finish it off. I can't wear this when I'm driving. Show me your skills. One's on the back. Oh.
We've kind of built a close relationship with him, kind of along the lines of him like being like a little brother and kind of having that kind of influence and being able to make an impact on his life and help out and do whatever we can do as far as establishing a relationship with him and kind of making whatever he's going through, making all of that a little bit easier. I'm not gonna get over
John Cena!
out of nowhere. John Cena from the ropes.
You did?
Yeah, John Cena, that's awesome. That's a great one. That might be one of my favorites right there.
John Cena versus Finn Balor.
Oh, here we go.
WWE. I used to have like so many of them and also a ring that lights up, but
You had a ring too? I used to have one of those when I was little too.
look, here we go. Fight time.
Fight time? Who's favored? Who's gonna win, do you think?
John Cena. Probably.
Probably John Cena, that's what I'd say. Alright.
He always
Finn,
wins.
he usually, he always wins. Finn's
Last year at Dance Marathon, Hayden was just there, and we like gave him a bunch of our stuff, our Frauder stuff, and we made him an honorary Frauder on the spot at Dance Marathon. So he is an honorary Frauder. He's got his pin and everything like that. My personal relationship with Hayden started when I was like the Dance Marathon rep for our fraternity, and I just thought we could do way more involvement with Hayden and his family, so we started hanging out and stuff like that. And the relationship really started to grow, not just with Hayden, but with this whole family. And then being president, we just have a great opportunity to continue to build that relationship with Hayden and his family. And I think it's a very strong relationship that we have. Yeah, it's a great thing too. We had got some great guys who are implementing some new things to raise money for Dance Marathon as a whole. And aside, as a part of Dance Marathon, but aside from it, our relationship with Hayden, promoting that, we hang out with them all the time, we play video games with them all the time. We went trick-or-treating with them this year, stuff like that. So it's very important to us, and we always keep it in mind when like implementing new ideas and events and stuff like that.
If you want to see some real fails, then you should watch James Dean. Yeah, you. Oh my God!
Gingerbread Man!
Oh, how rude! Wow. No way.
Slade. Get up!
Oh ho!
Angles! Oh, I've got that before. Look at that.
Is that a ghost guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yikes.
Yikes! Yikes is right.
Yikes would be a word I'd use.
Yeah, that's a fair.
He's just building. Like, look at that.
Oh no! Wow.
Can you do that, dancing?
That's a great one.
Oh. Oh.
I want to see this Slytherin. Watch this. Watch, guys. Watch this.
Which one?
Oh hey, Harry.
Slytherin. Watch Slytherin.
The guys, they have a genuine interest, and it's not just because, oh, we have to do this thing and here's this kid. They've come to like Hayden and enjoy hanging out with him, and it gives them a chance to come together as brothers to plan stuff, to think of things, to pray together, and all of that stuff enriches their lives, even if they don't recognize it right now. It'll definitely be something that they'll think back fondly on and with pride of what they did to help a family that they didn't know.
He's changed like my whole like perspective on even daily life. Like you look at the stuff that he goes through in the situation that he's in and that his parents are in, and you don't have any room to moan and groan about like failing a test or something like that. Like he can't even do school right now and stuff like that, and what we go through is nothing in comparison to what him and his family go through. So it just really changes your whole perspective, and you see people, and myself too, like complain about stuff when we don't have any right to be complaining with the position that we're in and the blessings that we have. So
you can see this kid who goes through so much and endures so much, and you know, it kind of gives some of the college kids, you know, strength to be like, well, if he can do this and he can handle it, so can I can, you know, he's done so much and had to deal with so much that, you know, if he can have that strength, we can have it.
It kind of gives you that little bit of, you know, you can get through this kind of thing because, hey, Hayden's dealing with a lot more than the majority of us are. So it does put things into a perspective, and you kind of think about that every day, and the time that we spend with him really does make that impact on you.
I think Hayden like brings us all together in a way too. Like, we have these events and we all get together and we all are helping out this kid, and we do it together, and it really like is a cohesive kind of group, and it promotes like brotherhood within us, and like making this kid part of our fraternity and stuff like that promotes brotherhood with him, and it just creates relationships that I don't think we would have otherwise without Hayden.
It doesn't squeeze that hard.
That's good.
You doing a cat? Where your son? May 11th. When's your birthday?
I still have all of it.
April 23rd. This is Waddles.
You guys are a few weeks apart.
Yeah.
He makes Joe, Brooke, and whoever look small, doesn't
I think he's younger.
Joe Brooke and whatever.
Now you can go. For what?
That's my mission.
You're gonna get it right here. Bang.
Wait, no, that's not my mission, but look.
Oh my goodness. Here.
You know, this has been one of the most awesome experiences that, you know, your kid ends up in the hospital, and the last thing you ever think is that you're gonna be hooked with the fraternity of college guys that, you know, want to play with a 10-year-old. Having the fraternity for Hayden helps him, you know, think of himself as a normal child. You know, a kid with so many medical problems, he's always wondering, why me? Why do I have to do this? And when he gets to spend time with, you know, his fraternity brothers, for him it's, for once I don't have to think about medical. I get to have fun, from
kid,
you know, having a barbecue to having Nerf battles and lightsaber battles. And I mean, he feels like he's a normal kid for once, and it's just an awesome blessing.
I love you. Go, okay! Well, that wraps it up.
Well, that wraps it up.